There are moments in life when the darkness seems to engulf everything, when it feels like the whole world is closing in on you. You stand there, feeling like you're suffocating, like you're drowning in your own despair. I know that feeling all too well. I've been there, in that pit of hopelessness, where it seems like no matter how hard you fight, no matter how hard you try, nothing changes. The pain doesn't go away. The weight on your chest doesn't lighten. It just keeps pressing down harder and harder until you feel like you're going to break. You stand there, a warrior in a world that seems to be designed to destroy you, to tear you apart piece by piece. You wonder why you're here, why you have to endure this suffering, this endless cycle of pain. It's like life is testing you, pushing you to your limits, just to see how much you can take before you crumble. And the truth is, sometimes it feels like you're right on the edge, like you're about to fall into an abyss that you'll never climb out of. But you're still here. You're still standing. And that means something. It means that no matter how much pain you're in, no matter how much the world tries to break you, there's still a part of you that refuses to give up. There's still a part of you that's fighting, that's holding on, even if it's just by a thread. And that is where your strength lies. It's easy to feel like you're alone in this, like no one else understands what you're going through. The world is full of people who will lie to you, betray you, hurt you in ways you never thought possible. They'll smile to your face and then stab you in the back the moment you turn around. They'll pretend to care, to offer you their support, but when you really need them, they're nowhere to be found. It's a harsh reality. And it's one that makes you question everything, even your own worth. But here's the thing, you're not alone. Even in your darkest moments, there's someone who's been through it too, who's felt that same pain, that same hopelessness. They may not be standing right next to you, but they're out there, fighting their own battles, struggling just like you are. And if they can keep going, if they can keep fighting, so can you. I know it's hard to believe in anything when you're surrounded by so much darkness. It's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you're buried so deep in the shadows. But that light, it's there. It's faint. It's distant. But it's there. And that light, that's hope. It's the one thing that can keep you going when everything else has fallen apart. Hope isn't always loud or obvious. It doesn't always come in the form of grand gestures or miraculous moments. Sometimes it's just a whisper, a tiny flicker in the corner of your mind, reminding you that there's still a reason to keep fighting. It's that small voice that tells you to get up when you've been knocked down, that pushes you to take one more step when you feel like you can't go any further. It's the belief that no matter how bad things are, they can get better. They asterisk will asterisk get better. But hope isn't enough on its own. You have to believe in yourself, in your own strength, in your own ability to overcome whatever life throws at you. You've survived every bad day, every challenge, every heartbreak that's come your way. You've been through hell, and you're still standing. That's something to be proud of. That's something to hold on to when you feel like giving up. Trust in yourself. Trust that you have the strength to get through this, even when it feels impossible. You're stronger than you think. You're more resilient than you know. And you have a purpose in this life, even if you can't see it right now. There's a reason you're still here, a reason you've survived everything that's come your way. You have a mission, a destiny, something that only you can accomplish. And you can't let the darkness take that away from you. But trusting in yourself isn't enough either. There's a greater power at work here, something beyond our understanding, something that guides us even when we can't see the path ahead. Trust in God, in His plan for you. Even when it doesn't make sense, even when it feels like He's abandoned you, He's there. He's watching over you, guiding you. Even if you can't see it, He's the one who placed that hope in your heart, who gave you the strength to keep going. And He's the one who will see you through this if you let Him. You have to work with pure intention, with a heart that's focused on what really matters. It's easy to get lost in the darkness, to let the pain and the suffering consume you, to become bitter and angry at the world. But that's not who you are. That's not who you were meant to be. You were meant to rise above the darkness, to be a light in a world that so desperately needs it. You were meant to live with purpose, with integrity, with a heart full of love and compassion, even in the face of so much hate and suffering. And I know it's hard. I know it's easier said than done, but you have to try. You have to fight against the darkness, even when it feels like it's winning. You have to hold on to your faith, your values, your sense of right and wrong. Because in the end, that's all you really have. That's what defines you, what makes you who you are. And that's what will carry you through even the darkest of times. Life is going to throw everything it has at you. It's going to test you. It'll push you to your limits, and sometimes it's going to break you. But you can't let that stop you. You can't let the pain the suffering, the heartbreak, make you give up on. You have to keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how much it hurts. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to let out all the pain, all the frustration, all the anger that's been building up inside you. Tears aren't a sign of weakness. They're a sign that you're still human, that you still care, that you still feel. Let them flow. Let them cleanse you. Let them wash away all the pain and the hurt. But once you've cried, once you've let it all out, you have to get back up. You have to keep fighting, because that's what warriors do. They don't stay down. They rise. They fight. They keep going, no matter what. The world is dark, yes, but it's also full of beauty, of light, of hope. You just have to be willing to see it, to look for it, even in the darkest places. You have to believe that there's something worth fighting for, something worth living for, even when it feels like there's nothing left. And that something, it's inside you. It's in your heart, in your soul. It's the part of you that refuses to give up, that keeps fighting even when it feels like all hope is lost. Hold on to that. Hold on to that hope, that strength, that belief in yourself, because that's what's going to get you through this. That's what's going to carry you when you feel like you can't take another step, and it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. There are going to be times when you feel like you're breaking, like you're falling apart at the seams. But you have to keep going. You have to keep fighting, because life is worth it. Asterisk, you asterisk, are worth it. Trust in yourself. Trust in God. Trust in the hope that's buried deep inside you. And never, ever give up, because no matter how dark the night gets, the dawn is always just around the corner. And when it comes, you'll be ready. You'll be stronger, wiser, more determined than ever. You'll be a warrior who's faced the darkness and come out the other side. Life is full of pain, of suffering, of loss, but it's also full of love, of beauty, of hope. You just have to be willing to see it, to hold on to it, even when everything else is falling apart. And you can do that. I know you can, because you're still here. You're still fighting, and that means you have what it takes to make it through this. So when you feel broken, when you feel like you can't go on, remember this: you're stronger than you think. You're braver than you know. And you have a light inside you that no amount of darkness can ever extinguish. Hold on to that light. Hold on to that hope. And keep going, no matter what. Because you're a warrior, and warriors don't give up. They fight, they endure, they overcome. And you're going to do just that. You're going to make it through this. And when you do, you'll look back and see just how far you've come, just how strong you really are. So keep fighting, keep going, and never, ever lose hope. Because the world may be dark, but you are a light that can never be extinguished. And that is what makes you unstoppable.